Sorry, I'm conducting your interview right now, right?
Okay, so I was just sort of breaking the ice. Okay, you can just go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. So, hi, Dr. Akash. How are you?
Hey, Dr. Samreen, it's really glad to meet you. I'm good today. How about you?
Thank you so much for asking. I'm good. So, I have been through your CV. It seems quite interesting. Can you tell me more about yourself?
Oh, thank you so much for this opportunity. I would start it with that. And a little about myself, I would say. So I'm Akash, and I come from a city, Hyderabad, a city in southern India, known for its vibrant nightlife and food, I would say. So I come from a nuclear family. My father is an engineer, my mother is a teacher, and my brother is currently in his 11th grade. And I am currently working as a research associate at the AIG Hospitals, Hyderabad. So I guess all this journey of being a doctor just started up when I was young, where I used to dress up as a doctor for each and every fancy dress competition during my school days. But I was motivated to further pursue this dream of being a doctor, which by navigating through my brother's journey with autism. The impact each and every physician had during this journey of autism inspired me to be a doctor and just help each and every patient, like every physician did that to my brother. So with this, I started my medical journey in Malaradi Institute of Medical Sciences. And as a first generation physician in the family, I would say like the medical field was extremely captivating. So I found it intriguing from the day one itself. And I developed a keen sense of keen interest for patient care since day one. And I continuously sought through knowledge be the best I can. Throughout my medical school, I would say I have been exposed to a wide area of clinical settings and a wide patient base exposure, and which strengthened my resolve to be a physician. And apart from this, I was involved in various other activities of cultural events and sports events and whatnot. So this entirely was completely rewarding. My journey towards residency actually began to just aspiring to be a physician in the advanced medical system of the United States, and it took the initial steps, and I just continuously sorted my way through this to this plane over here. And a little more about myself, I would say beyond medicine, I love to connect with the nature and by going through long drives. I'm an avid football player and a badminton player, and these are my chosen methods to reveal stress. And I'm a big fan of Neymar Jr. I just seriously love that guy, and I'm a big anime fan as well. And hope you watch Naruto. And if I just come sometime into your program, I guess I'll just make each and every resident get addicted to it. So this is something about myself. And in conclusion, I would say it's an absolute honor to be interviewed for your residency program. Thank you.
That's really great to know. So, Dr. Akash, can you tell me more about your strengths?
Okay. So thank you so much for this question, and I would like to highlight a few strengths of mine. That would be like I'm an effective communicator with a strong sense of empathy. So uh, going through a lot of clinical settings in the United States and in India, I've been exposed to a wide cultural basis of people as well as patients, and I have just developed this soft skill of communicating whatever the medical condition much more appropriately with a strong sense of empathy. So that is one of the strength that I would like to highlight. And another one would be a leadership aptitude. So I would like to consider myself as a leader in a few situations and just take good calls, so as to be excuse me.
Okay. So, okay. So that's all about your
You seem to
strengths.
be stuck. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You seem to be stuck. Hello.
Hear me?
I guess there is a problem at my end. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, am I visible?
Yeah. You can hear me now?
Yeah, now it's good. I'm so sorry to sabotage this.
No problem.
Yeah,
That's
can
fine.
we go ahead with the next question, or else do I repeat this question?
Yeah. No, that's fine. So,
Okay.
Dr. Akash, can you tell me about your weaknesses?
Yeah. So I really struggle sometimes about my weakness. I would say whenever I'm just given a big task, I just procrastinate over it, and I really feel like I might not be able to complete the given task in the stipulated timeline. So at that point of time, what I do to overcome this or tackle the situation, what I usually do is break that bigger task into smaller tasks and just strategize it accordingly and reward myself in between to just keep myself self motivated. That is the one of the weakness that I've been working on, and the other one would be I just try to be in people's good shoes all the time. So when, for example, an instance, whenever just a colleague of mine during my work days, when he asked me to just sort through the files, which were actually all piled up, despite me having a tight schedule, I just tried to accommodate it and couldn't prioritize my work at that time, and which eventually led me working to a much longer time and causing a burnout. So this is one of the weakness that I'm still working on, and from now I just feel like whatever the work that I'm given, I try to prioritize it, and whenever asked for help, I just make sure it is absolutely achievable, and where my help is necessary, I would surely be glad to help.
Okay. Okay, that's really great to know that you acknowledged your mistake and now you're doing something to improve that. So, Dr. Akash, can you tell me how you think US healthcare system is different from your home country healthcare system?
So one thing that I find a big difference in the United States healthcare system would be the digitalization of the of the medical records. The EMR system was one of the biggest difference that I could find. The other one was telemedicine. So usage of many telemonitoring devices, or the advent of telemedicine, which was more rapidly and more efficiently used in the United States, which made the patients feel more comfortable and receive the care right from their home. So these were the two things which I found were completely different apart from India. And one more thing that I would say, which I found different in the United States healthcare system, would be about the insurance system. So, and about the new guidelines which are just being implemented, and how the advanced medical healthcare system functions to make sure the best care is delivered to the patients. So these were the things. And coming to India, I would say the patient volume when compared to the physician ratio is quite high, which makes us work efficiently in the given environment and use the limited resources more judicious.
Okay, that's really great to know. So, Dr. Akash, can you tell me about one situation where you felt your integrity was tested?
Yeah. So thank you so much for this question. I mean, it's a really difficult question, but I do remember in this instance when I was just posted during my rural health postings during my internship. So there was this pregnant woman who just approached me saying for an antenatal checkup, and asking me to determine the sex of the baby. So it was kind of an dilemmatic state that I was in, and I said it would be a court martial offense to know the sex of the baby according to the Indian laws. So she tried to just say it would be I would bribe you with money and just let me know the sex of the baby, because there was a friend of mine who also got it checked, and the sex of the baby was determined on that spot. So that was a situation where where I thought my medical integrity was tested. And dealing with that situation, I just made sure the patient she understood what were the laws under which a medical professional works, and it is incredibly wrong to just go outside those and make sure tell them the sex of the baby.
Okay,
So that was
that's really
the situation
okay.
that
That's
I
really
had.
great to know. Okay, so okay, so that's Dr. Akash, you have answered your questions very well. So, do you have any other question for me you want me to answer?
Yeah, sure. I do have one question for you, Dr. Samreen. So it would be, Uh, what exactly the challenges would residents face in your residency program, and how would you guide them to overcome?
That's really a good question. So, certainly, we all know that there will be it going through a residency phase will be a bit challenging initially, but we have our curriculum maintained in such a way to ensure that candidates have equal work-life balance. So, in order to overcome the challenges, we have made the rotations curriculum like that equal time will be given to your academics and extracurricular activities as well. And we are always ready to help our residents to go through such phase by our strong mentorship teams which we have. So I think like we don't put much pressure on residents, and everyone is given equal time to maintain their work and work-life balance.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Dr. Samrin.
Thank you. Okay.
Yes, so I really messed it up. I'm really sorry because I was
No, no,
having
that's
something.
fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think overall,
Please give me your feedback.
yeah. So I think overall it was fine. I haven't. I didn't notice how much time it took for you to tell in the question. Tell me about yourself. I don't
Okay.
know how long it was because my timer was not on. So just think, just be sure it's not so long. And secondly, I think whenever we are asked for weaknesses, what I was told that try mentioning just one, even though you have two or three, but never
Okay.
say like,
And
I have this, then secondly, I have just try to mention just one weakness. Uh, then I think, yeah, other rest everything was fine.
yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Samrin. You were actually really good at the interviewer, and I would say.
Thank you so much, Dr. Akash. Anyone else
Yeah.
would
So
like to say something?
Akash, I would like to add something in while you
yeah, please
mentioned,
go ahead, Dr. Sunil.
okay, while you mentioned about your weakness, you said like you said that when there is a big task, you'd like to break it into small, and you'd like to like make you like to when you accomplish the small thing, and then like you the way you said that you handled it, but those all things were good. But what I did was like when you said that in the beginning that you have the weakness of procrastinating the things. I think that you should not use that word.
Okay. So, yeah, sure. I'll just surely tone it down, and I can just use any other sort of word for that. Thank you so
Yeah,
much for
because
that.
after that, when you said that, how are you dealing with it? Like you break into small tasks and you award yourself when you complete the task. Those all things were good, but you started it with the word that you procrastinate the things, and that was like I that I felt like maybe you shouldn't say that.
Okay. Okay. Got that. Thank you so much for that. I'll just make sure like I can just use a normal soft vocabulary for that, like how I deal with it. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. So, does anyone else have any feedback for the answers that I've given? Please go ahead. And I'm really in a stage to learn. So, I would really appreciate it.
So the options were good. I like them, the way you framed. Uh, the only thing is just maintain a little more eye contact. That's it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. I need to
Right.
work on that. I'm just really baffled with the while you're just watching at the camera. Yeah, I'll surely work on that, Dr. Harshita.
But yeah, I think if you like just do that, I think that's the only thing that I have, like the feedback. But rest everything I like. I really like the way you answer.
Sure. Thank you so much for that. I'll surely make sure like I'll polish my answers and next time I can just give a good interview. Thank you so much.
Hi, Dr. Akash. I have some feedback.
Hey, Dr. Lena, please go ahead.
So overall, you did well. I really liked the fact that you answered briefly. I agree with the other participant. I'm sorry, I wasn't able to see the name who said it, but the with your weakness, I don't think like when you said I have the ability, like I mean, I procrastinate. So initially, like as a program director or the interviewer, I was like, okay, if he procrastinates, then that's a no-no. And
Okay.
I know it's an honest answer, but I think we shouldn't be too honest. We should be very like smart with our answers and weaknesses.
Sure.
Even yeah. So in that, and then another thing, your tell me about yourself was good, but I think you could frame it to be for it to be more captivating, especially how you mentioned your brother's autism. You kind of like
Okay.
I think you could put an emphasis on that and how that played a role in shaping your career choices. I feel like
Sure.
you started, but then if you put an emphasis, I think that's very well, like fact.
Sure. Sure. I'll surely work on that. Thank you so much, Dr.
Yeah,
Lena.
you're welcome. Thank you.
Akash, I would like to add one more thing.
Sure. Please go ahead, Dr. Sonal.
So, when you, like you said about that situation when your ethical was like you were in an ethical dilemma that you had to find out the sex of the baby, the patient came. There you mentioned that one of your friend, like he did this thing. He told the sex of the baby to some patient and something.
It was not exactly that. If I might rephrase, I guess I did choose my words appropriately at that point. It was the patient who actually told there was another doctor for her friend who actually revealed the sex of the baby. So it was completely another doctor that I'm not aware of.
Okay, then. I thought, oh no, I thought that it was somebody you know of. So I thought maybe that would be like, you know.
Yeah, yes. I guess I just chose my words very poorly in that.
No,
In
no.
that,
I thought
was the
no.
first time.
I was just more focused into like you are saying that in India this happens that somebody does like they don't follow the rules and legals and everything. So I thought
Yeah,
maybe I don't know, like they should mention it. It would be like a bad impression kind of thing of your healthcare system.
yeah. So I guess I do need to come up with any other different case where my integrity was compromised. So this
Yeah.
was actually for the first time I gave it a go. Yeah, I'll surely work on that as well.
No, I think you can mention this as well, but without saying that someone in the healthcare is violating the rules. Without,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a smart one. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're
I
welcome.
understood the same as and I felt like you said that your friend told the gender. So
Okay.
I was like, okay. You can say that the female said that one of her friends got to know her gender and she wants to know. So that way you don't know anything about where and why and stuff, and things do
Yeah.
happen. So you can just clarify on that.
Sure. I guess yeah. That's a smart way that I could just tweak my answer. Thank you so much for that. So, is there anyone else? Okay, so I'm done with my mock. If there is anyone else who wishes to go ahead, you can just go ahead, and I'll be happy to interview anyone else, not to be interviewed at the point. Thank you.
So my full name is Erika Jacob, and I come from India. My journey in medicine has been driven by a shared dream. Firstly, my parents, their desire to have a doctor in the family because both of them come from non-medical backgrounds, and secondly, my own growing passion in the field of medicine and the subject biology. So I took my first step towards fulfilling this dream when I pursued medical education at Christian Medical College, Vellore. It's one of the top institutions in India, and that experience changed my life. It was truly transformative, both academically and personally. Throughout medical education, I was a proactive participant in community research, volunteer service. Additionally, I discovered myself outside classroom by engaging in extracurricular activities, ranging from dance competitions to hiking and basketball. After completion of medical school, I have worked in India for almost 3 years in diverse healthcare setups, which further enhanced my skills and my knowledge and also made me more adaptable and culturally sensitive. I first heard about your program through my medical school seniors who are currently pursuing their residencies here. And I am very grateful I got to do 4 weeks of observership at your program, followed by a volunteer service at your program. And I was impressed by the emphasis on academics, the structured teaching and supervision you provide to your residents. I'm really excited to be here and excited to discuss how I can contribute to your team. So thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Dr. Erika Jacob. Why the US healthcare?
Thank you for that question. For me, I have several reasons why I chose for USA for my future studies. Firstly, it was always my dream to come to the US. And once I entered medical school and I saw my medical school seniors pursuing their residencies here and doing so well professionally, that was the sparking moment for me. And I realized that this is something which I also want to do. And when I came here for my observership, I realized the importance given to uh, equal healthcare, equity, and equality, and the holistic approach to patients. Also, evidence-based medicine, which is practiced here in India. It's in India, there is evidence-based based medicines practice, but it's not standardized. Also, I'd say EMR, which is standardized in US healthcare system, is something which is very essential when it comes to seeing the patient's chart and following the patient for longitudinal healthcare. So these are the reasons which made me want to come to USA for my future studies.
Okay, that's a very nice answer. So moving on to the next question. Wait, you said you're applying for IM, right, Harika?
Yes.
How do you think how do you think IM would change as a specialty in the future?
Okay, thank you for that question. According to me, IM is a constantly evolving subject. Not just IM, I think the whole medicine and surgical field, healthcare is constantly evolving. When it comes to internal medicine, something which is right now in action and hopefully will be very prominent in few years will be AI involved in healthcare. Um, so um, so yes, AI is artificial intelligence is something which some hospitals have started using. In my country also, I'm not really aware of how it is happening in the US, but yes, this is something which will be very prominent when it comes to 5 years down the line.
Okay. Thank you so much. 1 minute. Can you tell me about any interesting patient interaction that you have had so far?
Uh, Patient interaction.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So there was this time when I was working as a junior doctor in nephrology department in Delhi, and I had a patient who was a regular dialysis patient. She was a 19-year-old girl, and she was a diagnosed CKD. She used to come for our dialysis sessions every third day, so I knew her very well. So this patient unfortunately passed away because she succumbed to tuberculosis due to the immunosuppression caused by the chronic disease. So I remember her face and I remember her story. She was such a happy and a joyful person. And yes, that was something which made me, it really inspired me to do best because she was there when I was there in the hospital and she passed away in front of me. So yes, yes, so yeah, I would like to mention her when it comes to interesting interaction with her, with a patient.
Okay. If you don't mind, can you talk about the lowest point in your life, if you have
Definitely.
any?
Yeah, so I won't say lowest point, but I did go through a difficult time in my life. It was during my final year of medical school, and it was so I was not earning that time, and my father and my sister were the earning members in the family. And my sister got married in my final year. So we had put all our savings in the marriage, and that was a very beautiful wedding. But right after the wedding, the world recession, economic recession was there in my country, and because of that, my father lost his job, and my sister also lost her job. And that was like there were few months when nobody in the family was earning, and my brother was in school, I was in medical school. So yes, so it was a very difficult time, and I could not do much. All I could do was just pray and just hope that things will be all right soon. And I kind of try. I always try to keep myself busy, working up cases or just focusing on studies or taking part in extracurricular, because to not let that situation affect me much. But I always made sure that I'm talking to my mom and my brother and my sister and listening to them. And by God's grace, in 2 months, both my father and my sister got their jobs back, and yes, it was good after that.
Okay. I'm so sorry to hear that, but I'm glad that the problems were solved. So that's it for the interview. Do you have any questions for me, Dr.
Can you
Jit?
ask more questions, because I'm actually have an interview tomorrow? If
Okay.
anyone else can ask,
Okay. Yeah, if anyone else has, please ask her.
any
Let
random.
me search for more questions. Um, Okay, so how will you deal with an angry patient in the
Within,
hospital?
sorry, I didn't get the question. Within, I am patient.
No, like how do you deal with an angry patient? Like
Angry.
angry
Or
patient.
so I've had encounter a couple of times. I would like to mention one scenario when again I was working as a junior doctor in nephrology department. This was the patient who got angry because he had to wait 1 hour extra outside our clinic. And the upon approaching the patient, I could see the patient was very upset, and he was very vocal about his frustration. So I went there and I stayed. I was composed. I stayed calm and heard everything he said. Once he was done expressing his frustration, I apologized and I mentioned him in just one line that I was busy attending a sick patient in dialysis room. That was the reason I am late. I'm sorry. And then I gave him time. I listened to his medical complaints. I explained him his condition and the treatment plan. This patient had come with UTI, so I explained him the treatment plan and his condition, and his anger subsided. And when he was leaving the room, he expressed his gratitude. And this whole scenario reinforced my I think reinforced the value of staying calm and giving respect to others and being a good listener. So yes, so this was a teaching moment for me, and this is what I learned from that scenario.
Okay. So the next question. Have you ever faced any incident where your ethics was challenged or questioned?
Um, yes, so this was there was a time when I was working as a medical officer in rural India, and my hospital was located on national highway, so we used to get lots of road traffic accidents. The next big hospital was 3 hours away. So and we did, because it was a rural hospital under resourced, so we did not have any super specialties. We did not have a neurosurgical team on board. But the hospital protocol was admit each and every patient who comes to our ED. So initially, I was okay with the protocol, but later on, I started realizing that we were not able to help these patients who were coming with obvious brain injury requiring urgent higher opinion, neurosurgical opinion. So I started referring the patients who were willing to go to higher center. And yes, I was called by my administrative department to question that why was I referring. So uh, I clarified what I wanted to say. I justified why I was doing this, because to me it was for me saving the life of a patient was more important than admitting the patient for 12 hours and not doing much. And I spoke to my other medical officers who were also facing the same scenario, and we all went to the program director and we spoke to them, and finally the hospital protocol was changed. So yes, this was the time when my ethics were questioned, and for me it's yeah, so I was adamant what I believed, and yeah, a hospital changed the protocol.
Okay. So, what are your hobbies? What do you do in your free time?
I have a lot of hobbies. I absolutely love sports. So I've been playing basketball in school, and I played basketball in college also. I try to do that these days. Play give time to basketball, and also I'm passionate about keeping myself fit. So I go to gym, which I don't really like much, but I love to do Pilates and love to go for a jog outside. And I have a toddler. I'm with my nephew who's a toddler, and these days my hobby is to teach him action songs and teach him counting. And yes, but I think my favorite one would be just to sit outside under the open sky and just pray, yeah, and listen to good music.
Okay. Arika, 1 minute. Dr. Kumari, can you mute yourself? Because I think I'm hearing a disturbance.
Okay.
Oh, Arika, just say something right now. I don't know if it was yours or Dr.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, it's much better. Yeah, good. Okay. So Dr. Arika, can you teach me anything in 1 minute?
Definitely. So before I start teaching you, I want to know if I'm teaching a doctor or if I'm teaching a patient, how should I start my topic? Because my approach,
Just as anything that has to do with your hobby or anything, not as a doctor, not as a patient.
all right. So um, I can teach you what dialysis is. This is how I teach my patients. So mostly the patients who come to me in nephrology department, they don't know what dialysis is. And being working as a junior doctor in nephrology, it's my duty to teach my patients. So this is how I start with my patients. So just I ask them what kidney is, and I explain what's the function of kidney. So kidney is just our excrete. It's a filter of our body. So whatever things we are eating, the cells are taking it in and excreting it out. And our kidneys are continuously working to excrete the toxin and forming a urine. So that's how we excrete the toxin from our body. But once this kidney stop functioning, which happens in CKD or AKI, we need an external filter to remove the toxin. So this is what dialysis is. It's just a machine which will take your blood, filter your blood, and bring it to inside the body. And it's not one time process because we are our cells are continuously excreting toxins. So this also is a continuous process. And so there are CRRT available, which is continuous renal replacement therapy. And in developing countries or underdeveloped countries, we use dialysis, which is done twice or thrice a week. So yes, that's dialysis.
Okay. Anything non-medical? Uh, is there anything non-medical that you would like to teach me under 1 minute?
Okay. Let me think.
Sure, take your time.
I can teach you Hindi if you are you well versed with Hindi.
Yes.
Okay. And do you know Tamil? I studied in Tamil Nadu for 5 years, so I can teach you a few sentences about Tamil language.
I
So
don't know Tamil, but it's okay. You can go ahead. Teach me. No problem.
okay, then I'll be bad with it. Okay, and
It's okay. It's okay. No, just, I'm pretty sure they will not know, but you can just go ahead. It's okay.
uh, no, it's okay. Just I'm nervous now because you know Tamil.
Hey, no, I won't judge you. Don't worry. I mean, I'm not a native Tamil speaker, so you're good. You can just say, like, imagine I'm not I'm not an Indian person. Just assume that, I'm some local American, this one, and then just go for it.
Okay. Sorry, I'm completely blanking on my Tamil right now. Uh, can we
Hindi
skip this?
is also okay. Hindi is also okay, whatever you're comfortable with.
Hindi. So, just how are you? How do you? So, when we greet someone in India, we usually say hello, but the perfect way to say is namaste. And when we ask how are you, which we say aap kaise ho, which means how are you. So, and what is your name? It means it's supposed to be aapka naam kya hai. Do you
Okay.
have Like when you ask this question, what else can I teach? Language is something.
Yeah, I
And
think you can give some, like, if you know anything to cook, I think you can just, like, say something about cooking. For example, I think someone said about like teaching the interviewee about how to make Maggie, for example. So like
okay,
the famous tagline was like, we make Maggie, like Maggie is known to be like made under 1 minute or something. But yeah, you like whatever that like you can just say random things, you know.
sure. I'll rephrase my answer.
Oh,
So
sure.
yes, I can teach you how to make banana and oats pancake, which is eggless, so vegans can also have it. So you just need banana, crush it with a fork, and then take oats, one fourth of the cup, and then grind it in a mixer. Put that the oats flour in the banana. Add 2 3 spoons of milk. Mix it. You can crush biscuits and add, and then yeah, just spread it over the oven tray and put some fruits like blueberries and raspberry, and just put it in the oven for at to 180 degrees Celsius. And yeah, in 30 minutes you have your banana pancake. You can keep in the fridge, and it's one of the healthiest snack. So yeah.
Okay, that's very nice to hear, Dr. Jacob. I'll definitely try making
Yes.
banana oatmeal pancakes. Do you want me to ask more questions, Harika, or like?
uh, like you can ask me 4 5 questions more, and then we can
Okay,
move to this.
okay, cool.
Anyone
Uh,
else can also ask. If somebody has doubt, or they are not very sure of my any answers, maybe I can help. I can give my opinion.
okay. Do you want a difficult question, like something that's not pleasant, or like do you want some general questions, like?
So I want both. Whatever
Oh,
comes to your.
okay. So you spoke about your lowest point, right? Okay. So, the next question, it might be, if it's just too much, let me know. So, what will your reaction be if you don't get matched? That was like, I think, one of the questions that we discussed.
I will definitely be sad and upset because I have worked very hard, and more than hard work, I think it's the finances involved in the whole math cycle. Uh, my reaction would be first reaction would be upset, and I know I would cry. But I think everything happens for a reason, and if I'm not supposed to be mad, if I don't match this year, then it must be a reason for that. And so but this is coming to USA and doing residency in the USA has been my dream, so I will not give up so easily. I would try again next year, and I would work on my CV, what the things which did not let me match this year. So I would work on those things. And I also want to continue working because I don't like being unemployed. I want to continue to enhance my skills and my knowledge. So I would work as a general practitioner in one of the hospitals, and continue working on my match process for the next year.
Quick question, Arika. General practitioner in India, you mean?
Yeah, general practitioner in India. But currently I'm in Dubai, so I'm also looking for opportunities here. So whatever works for me, wherever I get the decent job, I'll work there. My
Oh, okay.
options are.
So you passed the DHA exam, I mean the licensing exam?
Actually, I have USMLE Step 3 that exempts you from writing DHA. So,
Okay, okay, cool. Next question. I'm searching for the questions. Just give me like a few seconds.
I have a question for Erika, if you don't mind.
Please
yes,
go
please.
ahead, Dr. Sonal.
Okay. So, which of your professional deficiencies would you like to improve during residency?
So, one of my, I won't say deficiency because I have worked on it. This thing about socialization. Uh, in high school, I struggled with being overly self-conscious and hesitant in talking to people. But when I was applying for my medical admissions, I knew I had to get out of this zone and start networking to gather information about the medical field and selection process. Since I didn't come from a family of doctors, so I had to network extensively, and this whole experience did push me to become a little more extrovert and comfortable. And throughout medical school, I worked on this weakness of mine and always practice. And I was participating in activities which helped me to be more socialized and made me more confident and self assured when it came, which I was lacking in the past. So this is something which I will not claim that I'm 100% confident in speaking to a larger audience. And I know that there is so much more to improve when it comes to socialization. So yes, this is something which I would like to work on during my residency.
That was a really good answer, Erica. One feedback I would like to give you is like, I don't know why, it's maybe just me. I feel like you are kind of panicking and you are in hurry, but it's totally understandable. You have an interview tomorrow, that's why maybe.
Okay, so okay, I'll slow it down. I do speak fast. This is also something which is my weakness. I'll
No,
slow it
it's
down.
that's all right. It might help you because we have limited time during our interview, so that might help. But I feel like, the way you are answering all your questions is all in one pace. It's not like you are having a conversation. It's like you are just giving the answers and being so rapid and everything. I hope you
Oh,
get my point.
yeah, I do get your point. So this is not a good thing for tomorrow. Yeah, I'll work on my next questions. I'll try to be more conversational rather
Few
than.
seconds in between each sentence. That's like, you're doing good. J- You just slow it down a little bit, like by few seconds. That's it. Because if you go too slow, also that's an issue. Just reduce it by few seconds. The speed.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So next question, anybody has who wants to ask, Karika?
I have one more question
Sure,
actually.
doctor. Sure, doctor. Go ahead.
So, as an IMG, what difficulties do you think you will encounter during residency compared to US student?
I think as an IMG, it's not much different. Once we get into residency, I think it's all same because most of the doctors uh, in the US, because I've specifically worked in the East Coast, which is a very diverse population when it comes to doctors as well as patients. Everyone is used to seeing people from different nationalities. So I don't think there will be a much issue, uh, but because I come from India, I'm not very, I don't know Spanish. So this is something which will be kind of difficult for me to learn Spanish initially and then talk to only Spanish speaking patients. That would be one. Uh, and yeah, I think, yeah, that is something which I can think of right now as a difficulty which I will be facing during residency.
Okay. Thank you, Erika. Harshita, you may go ahead.
Okay, doctor. So Arika, what are the three words that your family would like to describe you as?
Sure. So my friends and my family calls me Camel, first of all, because I drink lots of water. And apart from that, my family especially, uh, they think I'm a good listener and I'm very observant and I respect everyone in the room. So yeah, so they call me respectful. So these are the three things how they describe me.
Okay. And what about your mentors? How would they describe you in three words?
So yes, my mentors, I haven't asked this question to any of them, but uh, what I think is they would describe me as a curious person because I ask a lot of questions. Um, then someone who is and I'm very disciplined, so I think that will be something which will be in their description when it comes to giving your when it comes to punctuality. And I think the third thing would be I have strong work ethics because this is what my parents have taught me all my life that if I am given a job, I have to be give my 100%. And yes, I think my mentors would describe me like that.
Arika, this pace is good. I like
Okay,
this. I mean, like
okay,
this is like not too slow, not too fast. I think it's perfect. Does
okay.
anybody have any feedback regarding the pace? Like, Dr. Sonal?
Yeah, I think this is better.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Do you want me to ask more questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can cover everything, not every question, but the types of question, so that I'm comfortable tomorrow. I'm
Okay,
nervous right now.
it's okay. Okay. You're doing good, so don't worry. Okay. Next question. So why have you applied to internal medicine and not any other specialty?
Sure. So I am passionate about internal medicine for several reasons. Uh, Throughout my medical education and my work experience, I have had the opportunity to get exposed to various medical specialties. But it was always internal medicine which stood out for me due to the emphasis on clinical skills, the unique approach to a patient or a symptom, the longitudinal provision of longitudinal care, and I think the collaboration within a team. But my interest got further strengthened when I started working as a medical officer in rural India. So I used to see patients independently who used to come with snake bites and meningitis and pancreatitis. So I'd assess these patients and consult whatever resources I had. I used to check up to date, read articles, call my seniors to get as much information as I could, and I used to apply this information to make the treatment plan. So seeing these patients getting treated and walking out of the hospital was nothing short of a miracle, and that made me believe that knowledge does save life. Where it came to me, and my knowledge can also save life. And I would also like to add one more point. I'm a fixer when it comes to my family and my friends. I try to bring solutions to make sure there's harmony to situation, and I think this personality trait of mine has a lot to do with me choosing IM as my profession, because as an internal medicine doctor, I will have the privilege to collaborate with the doctors from every specialty. I will also have the privilege to collaborate with care coordinator and social service worker to make sure to give a holistic well-being for the holistic well-being of a patient. So I'd say these are the points and these are the things which made me choose internal medicine. And lastly, I enjoy what I do. I enjoy this job. I enjoy this profession. So yes, these are the reasons why I chose IM.
Okay. Uh, that's nice. That's a very nice answer, Dr. Rika. So next question. If there's any element in the nature that you would want to be, what would you be?
That's an interesting question. If I can be anything, I'd say I'll be air because it's everywhere, and I let me think, because it's everywhere and it's so important. It's not visible, but it's so important to because it contains all these oxygen and carbon dioxide. It's so important for the uh, for us, and this is so specific about Earth because this is not really present outside. So I'd say I'll be that, because which is unique uh, to the profession I'm doing. I and Like just specific to Earth, and so important. So not really seen, but so important.
Okay, that's a very interesting answer. Okay. Next question. So, if
Harshita, sorry, I'm so sorry to interrupt. Actually, I was leaving and I wanted to give a feedback to Erica.
yeah,
Yes,
go ahead,
please.
doctor. Go ahead, please.
Erica, all the best to you for tomorrow's interview. One feedback I would like to give is, see, what I can see is you have an answer to all the questions. Like Harshita has asked like so many questions, and you are so spontaneous. You have answers to everything. That's a very good thing. But what I would suggest is you there are few common questions which is like very likely you will be getting to ask. So what I would suggest is you just need a little bit of polishing to those answers. Like your answers were good, you just need to make it, when you speak it out you want to make it sound perfect. So I would
Yes.
suggest that the few questions which is like the common questions, there is a very high chance you'll get asked. I would just maybe you need to work a little bit more on them.
All
That's
right.
it.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. And I will work on my pace. Hopefully, I'll do better tomorrow on my pace.
Yeah, of course. I think because you're nervous and you are panicking, it's all explainable your situation right now.
Sure. Thank you, Dr. Sonal. I will update you how my interviews go tomorrow or maybe day after tomorrow.
Okay, I'll take a leave. All the best.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
I'll go ahead with the question, Arika. The next one. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Next question. So, i- now that we've heard all your answers, Dr. Arika, is there anything that you would want to ask me regarding the program or anything?
Yes, firstly, thank you for your time. I had a lovely time discussing my experiences with you. I do have a couple of questions. Firstly, have you made any major changes in the curriculum that has been made based on the resident feedback?
So yes, we do take our residents' responses seriously, and we try to implement these changes like every year. Um, yeah, I don't know how to answer this question, Erika.
Yeah, don't answer that.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, what do you love most about the program?
I love
Do you
that. Huh?
I mean, if you have an answer, you can, but it's
I
fine.
don't have an answer, but yeah, that's a good question to ask.
Yeah. Should I
So
ask more?
we're done with the interview.
Okay.
Okay, so going to the feedback, the pace, like after we told, I think your pace was good. Like after, like the second half of the interview, uh, like it's not too slow or not too fast, which is good. Then I think somewhere in the starting, I think probably the second or third question, I think you said like, thank you for asking this question, thank you for asking this question. I think that
Okay.
can be avoided.
Sure.
Okay. Because you already said thank you for giving me this opportunity to interview at like your residency program, right? So I don't think there's a need to repeat the
See,
thank you for asking this question. Uh, then I think you did answer all the questions like pretty well. Like I don't know about like what Dr. Sonal meant about the polishing, about the tell me yourself or something she said. That answer or
I haven't prepared for this. Why USA? That was the second question you asked. Yeah, I think that requires polishing because that was very spontaneous and I didn't know what to say. So I was just rambling half of the time. So yes, I'll work on that. Uh,
then what else? I think uh, you did a very good job actually. Like I don't other than these few instances, I don't think I have in like any like a solid feedback for you. Like I think like your answers were pretty good. If anyone else wants to give a feedback to Erika, please go ahead. Dr. Surya? Dr. Surya's here, right? Yeah.
Can I ask you a question, Arika?
yes, please.
So I listened to your answers. It was really, I felt very interesting, but I just want to ask you, what keeps you motivating? What motivates you? What keeps you going?
Um, Yes, for me, because I have had the opportunity to work with multiple patients with different conditions,
Mm-hmm.
I'd say I emotionally connect with my patients, and losing these patients after knowing them for such a long time really gives me motivation to do better. And because I don't want to forget their faces, their stories, their names, and just remembering them whenever I'm lazy or whenever I'm not feeling motivated. just remembering the stories, it helps me to push myself and do better. So yes, I think that gives me strength.
Okay, that was a nice answer.
Sarika, you're well prepared, which I think other than this, yeah, I don't have any other feedback for you.
Okay, thank you. I hope it goes good tomorrow.
Yeah, it will
Thanks,
go.
man.
Don't worry. You have everything set up, right? Like your mic, what else? Your ring light or something like that.
Light and all is set up. I'm not using mic or camera. I mean, it's all in my laptop. Camera
Okay.
is, I think, I've checked it. How was the this thing audio though?
Audio was good.
Okay, because I'm
You
not using any earphones or any microphone, just laptops or this thing mic.
Okay. And the internet thing, I like, is there a backup internet? Like, do you have any backup thing?
Uh, yeah, I have in my phone, but Wi-Fi should work. I'm hoping it doesn't go away.
Yeah, yeah. Then
So
yeah,
I'll keep the like the data recharged.
yeah. Just make sure that. What time will your interview be? In the morning or like afternoon?
My interview is the time is from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. But I think 8 to 8:45 is the ICU rounds or some grand rounds. Then 15 minutes is the introductory session with the director. And
Okay.
then we are 9 candidates interviewing tomorrow. Mine is the last slot, so I'll be interviewing from 11 to 12 p.m. 11 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Oh, so
So
it's a 1 hour. Okay.
I'm not sure what I'll be doing for the like previous 2 hours, but yes, 1 hour is my interview, but three people are interviewing me, so it's 20 minutes each.
Okay, okay. Got it, got it.
And
Yeah.
after right after that is this thing meet and greet with the residents.
Okay, cool, cool. But yeah, like good luck to you.
Thank you.
And I'm pretty sure you'll do really well. Don't worry.
Thank you so much.
Hey, no problem. I mean, if you have any other like doubts or anything that you want to ask or like you want to discuss.
Yes, I am not very comfortable with question why USA, why don't you want to continue in India? Do you have an answer for that? If I can just modify mine. I mentioned that it was my dream to come here, and I described that. Second, I mentioned what I saw in the US healthcare system. That's it. Those were my two things.
So in this they specific like usually they say, don't badmouth your home country. So you can just specifically talk more about like how like you said, right? Oh, it's my dream. It's always been my dream to come here. And then you can talk about what else? The technology, the state of art technology that US provides. And it is as it's very diverse. It's a diverse country, right? Like you have people from all walks of life coming.
Yes.
Then what else? Anyone else want?